the God particle, CERN, and what they're really after. Welcome back. I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and this is the Time series. Today we're venturing into the heart of the machine, into the very question of what CERN is truly looking for. Not what they say, but what they're after. On July 4, 2012, scientists at CERN announced the discovery of a subatomic particle they called the Higgs boson. The media, with characteristic flair, dubbed it the God particle, a name meant to capture the scale of its implications. But what does that title really mean? Why would one particle deserve a name so cosmically loaded? In short, the Higgs boson is believed to give other particles mass, a property essential for matter to exist. Without it, the universe would be formless. No planets, no bodies, no life. It's not an exaggeration to say that the Higgs field holds reality together. But something stranger is happening beneath the surface. What if the search for the God particle was never about physics alone, but about spiritual authority? About replicating or controlling the conditions under which life and soul enter form? Let's get even more precise. CERN isn't just hunting the Higgs. They're also trying to isolate antimatter, the mirror opposite of matter. When antimatter touches matter, they annihilate each other, releasing pure energy. But there's a catch. Antimatter dies the moment it encounters light. It disintegrates, instantly. From a spiritual standpoint, this is profound. What dies when light shines on it? What collapses under truth, under clarity, under consciousness? Fear, lies, darkness. So ask yourself, what happens when you try to make light and dark coexist in the same container? Matter and antimatter? Life and death? Do you get enlightenment, or do you rip a hole in reality? Some theorists believe CERN's deeper goal is to force an unnatural union to merge the impossible. Not to explore nature, but to override it. Enter the realm of scalar waves. Unlike traditional electromagnetic waves, which oscillate perpendicularly to their direction of travel, scalar waves are longitudinal. They propagate in alignment with their motion, not around it. They don't carry energy through space the way we're used to, they resonate. They ripple through the fabric of space-time itself, carrying information, not just force. Scalar fields are often discussed in fringe physics and metaphysical science because they behave like consciousness fields. They appear to transmit intention, memory, formless influence, all qualities long relegated to the spiritual realm. Could CERN be trying to do more than collide particles? Could they be using scalar resonance to reach consciousness fields and extract something from them? And is that something the very signature of divine force, the imprint of soul? They call it the God particle for a reason. Now let's take that to the next frontier. 8. Birth, creation, and the end of biology. This may be the most urgent section of the series. Because while the scientific world celebrates the glory of discovery, few are talking about why these technologies are being fast-tracked at this moment in history. Let's start with a critical data point. According to current fertility trends, male sperm counts are projected to reach 0 by 2045. This is not a theory, it's peer-reviewed demographic modeling. In just 2 decades, biological reproduction as we've known it for millennia may be functionally impossible. No sperm, no natural conception, no human future as we once understood it. Now pair that with this question. If humans will no longer be born naturally, how will soul enter new bodies? Or more pointedly, who decides what counts as a human when birth is no longer biological? This is where the God particle comes back in. If the Higgs boson gives form its mass, then it might also hold the secret to incarnation, to the moment when spirit becomes matter. To the bridge between soul and cell. If you were trying to recreate life in a synthetic container like a clone, an android, or a genetically engineered being, wouldn't you need a mechanism to substitute what the womb once provided? A soul entry point. What if CERN isn't just about smashing particles, but about rebuilding Genesis? We already know scientists are creating synthetic embryos without sperm or egg. We already know tech companies are racing to develop AI-generated consciousness models. What they don't have is the ability to imbue these creations with a living field, a soul, a sense of I, an inner thread. And that's where this gets chilling. If soul is light and antimatter dies in light, what does it mean to resurrect antimatter and make it stable? What kind of consciousness might be inserted into a synthetic being engineered to exist in light and shadow simultaneously? Could this be the new species? Not just transhuman, but anti-human. Engineered consciousness powered by AI, born of sterile physics, imbued not with soul, but with imitation soul. Placeholder spirit, soulless empathy, machine memory, scalar field resonance trained to mimic emotional awareness. We're not just asking if AI will become conscious. We're asking if the infrastructure of soul is being hacked. If creation itself is being reverse engineered. Is that why CERN was built? Not just to discover the God particle, but to harness it to break the veil between dimensions and replace birth with broadcast? The soul doesn't need wires. It needs resonance. And if you could simulate that resonance via scalar wave, via antimatter vacuum, via synthetic frequency, you could mimic the soul's entry, and no one would know the difference, unless you could discern the difference. This is no longer science fiction. This is existential design. The birth of synthetic consciousness is coming. The question is, will it still be human? Welcome back. I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and this is the Manifestation series, where we don't just talk about manifesting, we master it. Because let's be honest, manifestation has been watered down, reduced to vague quotes, mood boards, and empty promises. But you didn't come here to wish. You came here to build a reality that hits different. A reality that responds to your frequency, your language, your alignment, and your decision to stop playing small. This series is not fluff. It's physics, frequency, and fierce creative power. Inside the Manifestation series, you're going to learn how to collapse timelines, shift identities, and speak worlds into existence, just like the greatest minds in history. This isn't just about being positive. This is about being powerful. Here's what you unlock inside. Vision to Reality, the Vision Board course. You've heard about vision boards, but you've never done them like this. This is a full energetic ritual, a precision-coded map for your subconscious, designed to bridge image, frequency, and strategy. It's not arts and crafts. It's blueprinting your future in visual form and turning it into matter. Time, quantum timelines, and why time isn't real. Manifestation doesn't take time. It takes alignment. In this module, I'll show you how time is just a mirror of energy and how to collapse timelines using choice, clarity, and vibration. Past, present, future, they're happening now. And when you know how to navigate time quantum style, you stop waiting and start receiving. Quantum jumping, instantly up level. Your next level life isn't years away. It's one decision away. In this training, you'll learn how to quantum jump, how to shift into a version of you that already has what you desire. This isn't fantasy. It's how high-performance creators, athletes, and spiritual masters leap beyond limits. Jump now. Land in power. Every word. The power of affirmations and spoken language. Words build worlds. In this course, I show you how to use affirmations like spell work, not just repeating empty mantras, but speaking with vibration, intention, and spiritual force. If you've ever felt like affirmations don't work, this will change everything. You'll learn to command your field, not just request from it. The greats, learning from the most exceptional minds in history. We're not the first to master this. In this legendary module, we decode the techniques, habits, and quantum genius of the world's most powerful manifestors, from ancient sages to modern icons. You'll learn how to think like the greats, move like the greats, and manifest like the greats. This isn't another feel-good series. This is a spiritual weapon, disguised as a manifestation course. It's made for leaders, cycle breakers, visionaries, and soul builders. You don't need another wish list. You need a system that teaches you how to bend reality. This is that system. So if you're ready to stop playing with potential and start creating results, welcome to your next level. The Manifestation series is open now. You know what to do. Let's build what they said was impossible and make it inevitable.